Good morning. Tony Dautino, founder of the USA Memory Championship, here with you on a Monday morning. And I'm doing this early because I am traveling on my way back to New York for a couple of weeks to be with the love of my life and helping her go through some of the medical challenges that she's got. So I wanted to get on early since I'm leaving this afternoon and make sure that I captured the essence of phone conversations and emails that I've been having over the last several days. And it's all about our mental health and mental fitness. And we bury that underneath Alzheimer's, dementia, cognitive impairment, various brain disorders that cause us to lose our memories. And what we're seeing through an 18-month trial period of a workshop on brain health, we're seeing there are different elements that you can take these people through, people being maybe mildly impaired, maybe a family history of Alzheimer's, maybe a Parkinson's diagnosis, something that they feel that they can use some kind of a PT program, if we want to call it, though it may be a mental therapy program. And we've seen such a difference in them that we look forward to its continuation and seeing for this group of people what their results will be. And we're seeing it early. And what we see is, first of all, people that are coming back alive. So what is it we do? We have something we call the mystery guest. And we have some person come into the room. And we have them sit there. And we just ask the attendees to tell us what questions looking at this person sitting in a chair, what questions would you like to ask them? And we write that up on the board, and we get 5 questions, and then we say, okay, got them. These are the 5 questions. Now, somebody start the process. The fast forward is the social interaction. You've heard me talk about this over and over. This is just a way of making it fun and educational because the people we're bringing in have life stories. I learned that from Wayne Dyer years ago and listening to one of his tapes. Wayne Dyer, one of our great motivating educational speakers, talking about sitting at airports. You could sit next to a person waiting for a plane, and it was awesome when he had a delay because he got to read a book. Did he read it? No, he verbalized it. He had the person give them play-by-play on a verbal basis. As one of the attendees said, these are the things I watch on the History Channel, and now I get to see people that are real, and I get to see them and talk to them and get to know who their names were, and I get to have a conversation and a cup of coffee with them. And so it's one of the most powerful things that we do inside this fitness workshop. And so it's social interaction, but also learning. We constantly want to learn. So what are we doing? What are we doing for ourselves that continue to give us I'll call them mental challenges for now, but continuous learning. And it's important for us to know that our brain is constantly evolving throughout our whole life. It's not fixed and stuck and packaged and solid. It's constantly being remorphed. It's being refocused. It's being repopulated. And more we're learning about it is the more we see that we're going through a constant pruning process. So in that pruning process, can we put new seed in? Can we put new ideas in? Can we put new elements into our brain that give us a level of new roots, new growth, which then helps offset some of the diseases and some of the impacts? And science is still working on it, and I'm saying, God, I see it. I don't need to wait for science to come back. I see it in the people that are in this workshop that we do. Well, what else can we do? Well, we can put people through puzzles. We can put them through different mental exercises where they have to go back and challenge themselves. And that's always interesting. Put yourself through some problems. I always say to people, if you got some problems that you got to do at work, my goodness, your work environment is blessing you, because working on problems is a great way to challenge your creativity, your memories. Hey, have I seen this before? Is there a solution I can go find out? Is there something I can go study? You go from there, we do a piece of exercise. There's 2 half-hour segments of exercising. One is the physical, and there's movement. It's almost like dancing, but we're moving around. We're doing different kinds of aerobic activities, very minor weights. So we let people bear to what they're able to handle. But there's a phenomenal piece of exercise included in the program. Then we have, at lunchtime, talk about nutrition. Well, nutrition is pretty darn important to our brain as well. But during the lunch break, we have what we call ball toss. You would never believe the fun people can have with taking different sized balls. So we may start with a small sized ball, we may go into a bigger one, we may go into a beach ball. But the dexterity and the physical movement of what people have to do in tossing the ball to a circle of peers, and each catching, throwing, laughing, playing, watching who would ever think that people could have so much fun throwing a ball around a circle of people, and who they're going to send it to, and who's going to catch it, and who's then going to throw it back, and who fakes it out, and who comes up and trick moves. Unless you were to see this, you could never believe how much fun people could have just tossing a ball to one another within a room. Now, what are some of the things that we don't cover in this? Well, one of them, obviously, is we talk about the importance of sleep. We know sleep is important to us. What we're learning is the people that are going through this program, they go home and they do take naps, and they do sleep better because they're in a more pleasant, less stressed, anxious, provoking mood. And I think it'd be an interesting study to follow the sleep patterns of people that come into this workshop prior to attending the workshop and what they feel after going through the workshop. I would bet you say their sleep patterns change to the better. Now, what about stress and resilience? Well, we know that if we keep ourselves in sustained periods of stress, we're going to do hurt to ourselves. So what can we do to maintain levels of resilience and building camaraderie from one another? So the friendships that we build in this, the camaraderie, the spirit of the social interactions now gives people, wow, you've got this problem, yeah, and I've got this problem. Look, maybe we can figure out how we're each solving that problem. Maybe there's a way of doing it. So there's a collaboration of people in the room feeling, first, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that has these types of worries, but maybe someone's found a positive way of looking at it and finding a different pathway that doesn't have to be so weight-bearing and doesn't have to be so heavy on any individual's shoulders. So you combined all of these into a 4.5-hour workshop, and I think you've got something extraordinary. And you get these people to go through this 2 days a week, and they're just begging for more and more and more of it. Why? Because it's so enjoyable. It's something that they find so beneficial. And the conversations and the notes that I've gotten over the last several days are just, when are we starting the next one? We can't wait to get there. My goodness, I'm coming back from a vacation trip because I want to make sure I'm there for the first day that we do this. I can't wait to meet the different people that are in it. I miss them. My goodness, they become my family. We're kind of like a unit and a team. How many places do you find those kinds of things for people that when they start the process are looking for a level of hope? And there isn't a place to go. But we have found it here in Florida. And we have found a model that we'd love to be able to share with other people, taking elements from the Maximum Memory Mastery online course and dropping those in little bits, not into, you're going to be a mental athlete and a mental athlete competitor in a championship. But no, in their little pieces that they can bite onto and pick up and make their own, that then can help them make a difference in their lives. I don't know that I've ever seen anything more rewarding and more powerful than what we do in this work. And that's what I've been thinking about all weekend, because I'm going off to New York and looking at what we'd love to start it up again in the fall. And it just keeps me energized and my creativity going and my ability to make a difference in people's lives. And that's what I will always sign up for. Have a good week. I shall be back on Wednesday. So enjoy your week and we'll see you then.